everybody. All ball and no bull. Week 3 in the National Football League. Man, what an exciting past weekend we had last week. Looking forward to our picks. We try to give you 3 picks against the Vegas lines here for you guys so you can go make some money. And boy, I'm joined here by my 2 partners in crime, famous Arthur, Jim Dent. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm ready to go again.
Excellent, excellent. And we're going to talk to the great Billy Martin Jr. How are you doing?
Well, I mean, I'd be doing a lot better if I could get half a point every week, but I'm doing fine.
Well, thanks, guys, for taking some time here to do this again with me this week. Sorry I'm a little under the weather, so if my voice doesn't sound normal, I'm getting back to normal somewhat. So let's dive in. And Jim, since last week, you were 3-0, season record of 5-1. You're on absolute fire. 2 money line picks last week. Billy Martin, you were 2-1 last week against the line. Now you're 3-3. And yours truly was 1-1 last week, making my record 2-3-1. So guess what? Since Jim's the leader in the clubhouse again, you get to go with pick number 1.
You know, I think we may want to plan to go ahead and move this show to Vegas next week. Because we are setting the woods on fire. And I'm going to give you my gut lock pick of the year. And that would be the Tennessee Titans minus 2.5.
The Cowmanders, the Commanders.
Jumped off the page when Billy and I convened about an hour ago. And if you don't bet Tennessee this week, it means you just don't have any money.
Washington did not look very good against the Cowboys last week. I don't know what was worse, their performance or those uniforms they wore last week against the Cowboys. I'm not quite sure.
You mean the Steelers redo wasn't working for you?
No.
I mean, you're a Pittsburgh fan, Kenny. Come on.
No, and in this politically correct era, no, my Redskins, the Redskins or the football team of Washington or Commanders does not need to be wearing that look at all. No.
Well, I don't understand why Pittsburgh gets to keep their name, because all the thieves I know have been complaining about that you know, why are we being made fun of by this football team?
Oh, I mean, it's still called Arrowhead Stadium and it's still called the Kansas City Chiefs. So, anyhow. That's another story for another day, right? So I got Jimbo down for Tennessee minus 2.5. Billy Martin, your pick.
Okay. I gotta say, the Jets getting 3.5 against a discombobulated Miami team traveling with who knows how many concussions. I'm just going to have to take the home team in the points.
Well, the Jets, they ruined my Sunday beating my beloved Steelers. Looked like we had a victory in hand. Couldn't stop them on 2 long TD drives. So silently, I would be rooting for the other side. But yes, I can understand the Jets did look much better than they have been. No question. No question. And I guess my first pick would be, I'm going to go with the G-Men getting 7.5 against Green Bay. They took one of their home games away to go to London this week to play. Took one of those games from Lambeau, which you know is a constant win. And there's just something about Green Bay that doesn't seem just completely right. I'm not sure what it was. That game against New England should have never been that close with the backup quarterback playing the way they did. It seemed like they went through the motions. I think the Giants defense will be enough just to keep them close. I'm not saying the Giants will win, but I'll take that 7.5 points for sure.
Okay, I love that pick. It was literally my second pick. I took it off my list because the line I was getting was 9.5. And for some reason, that 2 points terrified me, and I backed off. But look, the Cowboys had to be perfect to beat them. They don't get the credit they deserve, and like you said, I'm just not seeing the magic in Green Bay this year. I'm not, and I think you're on a good one there. They're my number 4 pick, number 5 pick. So
Maybe it's Aaron Rodgers' haircut.
hey, it could be, or lack thereof.
Yes. Hey, Jimbo, we will go with your second pick of round 2 here in Picks Against the NFL Line. Looking forward to hearing from it.
Let me back up just a second, Kenny. As you know, I've covered the Cowboys for a long time.
Yes.
It was a Dallas earlier before we start Telegram. And one of my favorite things about going to RFK Stadium, which was rickety field for knuckleheads, they had only 50,000 seats there, and they were crazy for every Cowboy game. And there was this man who stood right next to the press gate on all of those frosty nights or mornings or whatever, and he was selling this blue and white button, and it said "Dallas suck." $2. So I miss those days. If I knew he was still around, I'd go to Maryland or wherever they are. But Washington's not what they used to be.
No, I miss RFK.
I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys, regardless of who plays quarterback, because I just think they're on a roll. I think they're playing great defense, and Jerry Jones has said he doesn't expect Dak to play. We know that Jerry may be lying, but I think even with that great backup quarterback, they can handle these guys this week.
And Rams, to their credit, they're not able to really run the football. So you get one dimensional to the Cowboys and let those guys rush the passer, you're in trouble. I mean, you're in trouble then. So not a bad pick. I mean, as defending champs, I think they'll bounce back a little bit after the tough loss on Monday night to San Francisco. But San Francisco's won 7 straight regular season games against them, so it's not like a surprise that the 49ers beat the Rams, Monday night. So be real interesting.
I'm with Jimmy on this one too. I mean, I didn't pick it as one of my top 3 because of the quarterback controversy, whatever we want to call it. Which quarterback's playing, and that's kind of weird because I think if we were a Dakless Cowboys, I would be taking them. But since they will,
Can you spell that for me?
since they could have their Dak, I'm gonna push that to my number 4 or 5 and not have that on my list. But if I'm a bettor out there, I might throw that in a parlay.
Gotcha. Who is your second pick, Billy?
I think I'm gonna take those aforementioned San Francisco 49ers minus the 4.5. They just really seem to be getting better. Garoppolo seems to be getting more of a feel. I bought in after that last game.
And think about it, the 49ers, I thought at the beginning of the year they would be a better team with Garoppolo playing. That was before he got hurt. Now you know what you got with Jimmy G now. He's not going to turn the ball over very much, but he's also not going to have 3 and 4 touchdown games either. They're just going to rely on running the football and get it to Deebo Samuel. I do worry about the Monday night turnover home, then playing cross country against Carolina. But yes, I do like the San Francisco pick for sure. No question. And my second pick of me, I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons getting 8 against the tumultuous Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are 4-0 to start the season against the line. The Falcons are. The last 10 on the road, they have won 8 out of 2 on the 10 on the road there. You're getting more than a touchdown against a divisional foe. It just seems like there's a dark cloud around the Buccaneers here the last couple of weeks. I don't know exactly what it is. It's some kind of a funk. I know Brady's got some issues going on with stuff on the side. But anytime you can give me a divisional foe more than a touchdown, more than often than not, I will take it. So I'm going to take the Falcons and hope that they go 5-0 against the spread this week.
Like that.
And the last pick for you, Jimbo, who would that be? Drum roll, please.
I love it when a man takes a bad football team and bets on them, which is exactly what you did, Kenny.
You just got to win. It doesn't say you got to be undefeated. You can lose by 7.
I'm going to go. I've kept an eye on Cincinnati the last couple of weeks, and I've kept an eye on the Ravens. And one team is going one way, and the other team is going the other way. I think Cincinnati's back. I think they're going to put up a big number on the Ravens, and that's going to be my third pick of the game.
They're getting 3. All right, got it down. You know what, the Ravens, I mean, I think the mismanagement by Harbaugh lately, you know, not getting points when he should, you know, going for it when he shouldn't. And it just seems to be something, a myth there. I don't understand. He seems to be using analytics too much in just football sense. I don't know. I mean, throwing interceptions, you walk away with no points at all. I don't know, that clipboard and that little pad paper over there sometimes needs to be thrown down. It just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Billy, what is your second pick?
Got to go with Gimme with Tennessee minus 2.5. To me, that's just a lock. I scratched Kansas City off my 6, 7, 8. To me, there are so many picks this week that I like, and I don't know if that's just because I'm feeling like I've got it figured out, but
this is easy, right?
I mean, you could do a giant dog triple parlay and take Atlanta, the Giants, and Pittsburgh, and get a total of about 34 points on 3 NFL football games. I mean, you know, we talked about it last week with New England getting all those points. You know, look what they did. I mean,
yeah.
These are NFL football games, man. You add 1 or 2 players to the worst team in the league, and they're all of a sudden a solid football team. And that's a lot of points on some of these games. I also like Baltimore. I like Philly. I like Detroit. I mean, there's a bunch of good games to bet this week. But I'll stick with my 3, the Jets, Tennessee, and the 49ers.
Well, if it's easy, we wouldn't have day jobs. So I always get scared when I think I know I've got this thing lit. You know, really. And my final pick is going to be the aforementioned San Francisco 49ers. I am concerned about the cross-country trip, you know, but Carolina showed me just absolutely not much at all. Even with Christian McCaffrey back in the backfield like this, they just don't have it. I mean, I love the Moore kid out at that wide receiver. And they just don't have any elite players on the offensive side of the football. I'm really worried about Matt Rule, you know, his job status going forward over there. I mean, I know everybody's been kind of the coach du jour, Matt Rule, and he hadn't had any success yet in Carolina. And I had a great stat on there. Carolina is 2-14 now in their last 16 against the spread. They've dropped 8 and 9 at home against the spread. And they just look completely inept. So I'm going to go with the stats on here and go with San Francisco. I think that they'll grind it out. Wouldn't surprise me if it's a close game at halftime, but I have a feeling the 49ers will pull it out of the end. So I'm going to lay the 4.5. Well, thank you guys, man. Wonderful. I appreciate you guys belaboring with me here a little bit. I'll be back to 100% next week, I promise. The tea worked from the honey this week and all that. So it sounded much better today, this afternoon I did this morning. So I do appreciate it. Billy and Jim Dent. And that is our picks from All Ball, No Bull. We'll be back with you guys next week. Thanks so much.